"You're playing me, Mr. Floyd." He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm nobody." He said, "I'm not going out to look at no golf course." That's what Raymond said. He said, "I'm playing the locker room attendant." He said, "I'm not going out there."
He cheated. Those are the two words Lee Trevino uses when he talks about 6 golfers who crossed a line the rest of us never see. Golf is supposed to be the gentleman's game, the sport where honesty matters more than the trophy. Where a player calls a penalty on themselves even when nobody is watching. That code separates golf from every other game. But Trevino will tell you that code only works when everyone honors it. And according to him, 6 names failed that test. Some did it with cameras rolling, some did it in the shadows. Some tried to use the rulebook like lawyers hunting loopholes. And one group tried to destroy Trevino's career because he refused to play their game. So how did it get so bad that the establishment signed a petition to ban him? Lee Trevino is not some country club kid. He came from El Paso, Texas. He learned golf in the dirt. He hustled money games to survive. And when he made it to the PGA Tour, he brought a belief that the rules were sacred. Not suggestions, not guidelines. Sacred? That is what makes his accusations so heavy. This is not jealousy. This is not drama. This is a man who saw the line between gamesmanship and cheating, and he is calling out the players who stepped over it. These are names that span decades, from the underground hustlers of Texas to the modern stars caught on television. Each one represents a different way the game's honor code can break down. Before we get into the names, give some hype to this video. It helps us keep bringing you stories like this. Just tap that hype button. All right, let us talk about the 6. Number 6 is Patrick Reed. Reed represents everything Trevino thinks is wrong with modern golf. The pattern started in college. Reed played at the University of Georgia and then Augusta State. His teammates accused him of cheating during qualifying matches. They also said he stole $400 in a Scotty Cameron putter. Reed denied it all. He had coaches write statements defending him, but those statements were not sworn affidavits. They were carefully worded letters saying the coaches were not aware of the allegations. Trevino sees that as a player who does not respect the sworn statement that every scorecard represents. The professional controversies followed the same pattern. In 2019, Reed played in the Hero World Challenge. Cameras caught him twice brushing sand away behind his ball in a waste bunker, flattening the lie. The rules officials penalized him 2 strokes. But Trevino's issue was not just the act. It was Reed's response. Reed claimed a different camera angle would prove his innocence. He never said he felt the club drag and should have called the penalty himself. Trevino grew up in an era where you penalized yourself the second you felt something wrong. Reed waited to see if the camera caught it. Then came the Farmers Insurance Open in 2021. Reed picked up a ball he claimed was embedded before a rules official arrived to check. Reed was technically cleared because the official believed his word, but television replays showed the ball had bounced before it came to rest. That makes an embedded lie nearly impossible. Trevino sees a player gaming the system. Reed knew there was doubt. He picked up the ball anyway. The latest incident happened in Dubai in 2023. Reed's ball went into a palm tree. He looked up with binoculars and said he was 100% certain it was his ball because he saw a specific arrow marking. Video evidence showed his ball went into a completely different tree. Trevino's critique is simple. In his era, a player called a penalty even when nobody was looking. Reed's career suggests he waits to see what the camera shows first. That is not honor. That is strategy. The professional controversies followed the same pattern. In 2019, Reed played in the Hero World Challenge. Cameras caught him twice brushing sand away behind his ball in a waste bunker. He was flattening the lie to make the shot easier. The rules officials penalized him 2 strokes. But Trevino's issue was not just the act. It was Reed's response. Reed claimed a different camera angle would prove his innocence. He never once said he felt the club drag and should have called the penalty on himself. That is the problem. Trevino grew up in an era where you penalized yourself the second you felt something wrong. Reed waited to see if the camera caught it. Then came the Farmers Insurance Open in 2021. Reed picked up a ball he claimed was embedded in the ground before a rules official arrived to check. The rules say you have to let the official verify. Reed did it anyway. He was technically cleared because the official believed his word, but television replays showed the ball had bounced before it came to rest. That makes an embedded lie nearly impossible. Trevino looks at that moment and sees a player gaming the system. Reed knew there was doubt. He picked up the ball anyway. The latest incident happened in Dubai in 2023. Reed's ball went into a palm tree. He looked up with binoculars and said he was 100% certain it was his ball because he saw a specific arrow marking. The problem? Video evidence showed his ball went into a completely different tree. Trevino's critique is simple. In his era, a player called a penalty even when nobody was looking. Reed's career suggests he waits to see what the camera shows first. That is not honor. That is strategy. Number 5 is Gary Player. If Patrick Reed is the modern pattern, Player is the televised version. Gary Player is a legend, one of the big 3 alongside Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. 9 major championships. A global ambassador for the game. But Trevino says Player practiced a different kind of cheating. Not the kind you do in the shadows. The kind you do in plain sight and dare someone to call you on it. The kind where you test the boundaries and see how far you can push before someone speaks up. The most famous moment happened at the 1983 Skins game. $120,000 was riding on the 16th hole. Tom Watson, playing alongside him, watched player move a leaf or pat down something behind the ball to improve his lie. Watson said it on camera. Gary has been doing that for years. Player defended himself by saying the leaf was a loose impediment. Watson did not buy it. He believed Player was navigating the rules, not following them. Player offered to donate $1 million to charity if video proof of cheating could be found. But for Trevino and Watson, the damage was done. The accusation was public, and it fit a pattern people had whispered about for decades. The other major incident came at the 1974 Open Championship. Player won that event. On the 17th hole, his ball was lost in deep rough. Time was running out. Then his caddy, nicknamed Rabbit, supposedly found the ball in lighter rough about 60 yards from the green. Local members later claimed they found a ball with Player's exact markings in the original thicket, much further back. A second ball might have been dropped to avoid a penalty. Player has always denied it, but the whispers never went away. Then there was the 18th hole. Video shows him taking a practice swing that moved nearly an inch of soil directly behind the ball. It was a visible trough that improved his lie for a difficult left-handed recovery shot. Trevino calls this tampering. You play the ball as it lies. You do not reshape the ground first. Player built a career on fitness and discipline, but Trevino believes he also built it on finding edges that were never supposed to exist. Number 4 is not one player, it is a group. In 1971, Lee Trevino had the greatest 20-day stretch in golf history. He won the U.S. Open in a playoff against Jack Nicklaus. Then he won the Canadian Open. Then he won the Open Championship, a triple crown that put him at the top of the sport, and it also made him a target. 14 players signed a petition to have Trevino banned from the PGA Tour. Trevino has named 3 publicly: Art Wall, Bob Golby, Doug Ford. These were not fringe players. They were Masters champions and major winners, establishment figures, and they wanted Trevino gone. The official reason was his behavior. Trevino talked to the gallery during rounds. He joked, he laughed. He treated golf like a game people could enjoy. The tour at that time was somber, silent, reserved. Trevino did not fit that mold, but the deeper issue was class. Trevino was not a country club product. He came from El Paso, he worked as a caddy, he shined shoes. The establishment could not handle an outsider beating them at their own game while refusing to act like them. So they tried to take his livelihood. Trevino has said he will never forgive them. They did not go after him because he broke rules. They went after him because he refused to bow to their version of what a golfer should be. That petition was not about protecting golf. It was about protecting their control over who got to play it. Number 3 takes us back to where Trevino learned the game: El Paso, Texas. The underground money game circuit where sandbagging was an art form and the goal was not winning, honestly. It was winning the bet. Hardy Loudermilk is in the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. He is also the man Trevino calls one of the most creative and ruthless competitors he ever faced. Loudermilk and his crew invented bad swings on purpose. They hit balls into the woods intentionally. They missed short putts to keep matches close and bets rising. It was all part of the hustle. Trevino watched these men operate. He learned from them, but he also drew a hard line. In El Paso, that behavior was part of the game. On the PGA Tour, it was a betrayal. Then there was Raymond Floyd. Floyd came to El Paso in the early 1960s as an established tour player. He showed up in a white Cadillac expecting to beat some Mexican kid. Trevino was working as a caddy and shoe shiner. He carried Floyd's bag. He cleaned his shoes. Then he stepped onto the first tee as Floyd's opponent. Trevino dismantled Floyd over multiple days. He took his money. He took his confidence. Floyd learned that Trevino's swing, developed on hardpan dirt in the wind, was not just functional, it was better. That match was Trevino's bridge from hustler to professional, but it also taught him something else. The men he beat in El Paso respected the hustle. The men on tour would try to destroy him for it. Number 2 is Vijay Singh. For Trevino, Singh represents the line that can never be crossed: the scorecard. In 1985, Singh was playing in the Indonesian Open. He was 1 stroke short of making the cut. Between the final hole and the scoring tent, Singh was accused of changing a bogey to a pair on his scorecard. That 1 stroke meant he made the weekend rounds. The Indonesian Golf Association and Southeast Asian Golf Federation suspended him indefinitely. Singh was exiled to Borneo for 2 years, working as a club pro. Singh has always said it was a misunderstanding with his amateur marker, but the Canadian pro playing with him that day stood by the accusation. Trevino says altering a scorecard is the worst thing a golfer can do. Improving a lie is bad. Moving a leaf is bad, but those are navigating. Changing a scorecard is lying. It is putting your signature on a document that says something false happened. Singh came back from that suspension. He became world number 1. He won major championships. But the stain never left. Even later in his career, whispers followed him. At the Open Championship, witnesses described Singh setting up left-handed near a wall, using practice swings to clear debris, then resetting for a right-handed shot. But Trevino's point stands. Once you break the seal of the scorecard, every round you play after that lives under suspicion. Singh's career might be Hall of Fame worthy on paper, but Trevino believes the foundation was cracked the moment that Penn touched that scorecard in Jakarta. Number 1 is Bernhard Langer. This one is different because Langer did not break a written rule. Trevino's issue with Langer is philosophical. It is about using equipment to bypass the hard parts of golf. The anchored putter creates a fixed pivot point against the body. Trevino argues that removes the human element. It takes away the nerves. It eliminates the handshake that separates great putters from average ones. Trevino tried a belly putter himself in 2013 when he was dealing with the yips. He said it felt like cheating because of how stable it made the stroke. That is the issue. Putting is supposed to be hard. It is supposed to require skill and composure. Using a tool that makes it easier is, in Trevino's view, a form of dishonesty. Langer dominated the Champions Tour with an anchored putter for years. Then in 2016, the governing bodies banned anchoring, but Langer adapted. He found a new method that stays technically legal while achieving almost the same stability. Trevino sees that as navigating difficulty instead of conquering it. Equipment should not compensate for what a player cannot do. Langer is one of the greatest players in history, but Trevino believes his success on the senior circuit is built on a crutch that never should have been allowed. So there they are. 6 names tied to a conversation about cheating that stretches across decades. Patrick Reed and the modern pattern of waiting for cameras. Gary Player and the televised gamesmanship that broke golf's silent code. The 14 players who signed a petition to ban Trevino because he refused to fit their mold. Hardy Loudermilk and Raymond Floyd, who taught Trevino the difference between hustling and honor. Vijay Singh and the scorecard that Trevino calls the line above all lines. And Bernhard Langer, whose equipment choices represent a philosophical divide about what golf is supposed to test. The common thread is not that all of these men did the same thing. They did not. Some bent the rules, some navigated loopholes, some broke trust, and some tried to protect a system that excluded outsiders. But what connects them is Trevino's belief that golf only works when players choose honesty over advantage. The rules are not just words on paper. They are a promise every player makes when they step onto the course. A promise that they will play fair even when nobody is watching, even when a camera might not catch them, even when a rules official is not standing right there. That promise is what separates golf from every other sport. It is what makes the game special, and it is what Trevino spent his entire career defending. The problem is, the game has changed. In Trevino's era, honor was the enforcement mechanism. If you did something wrong, you called it on yourself. The burden was on the player. Now the burden is on the camera to catch you. Players wait to see if technology exposes them before they admit a mistake. That shift from internal honor to external surveillance is what Trevino finds troubling. The game is no longer about being honest. It is about not getting caught. And once that becomes the standard, the foundation crumbles. But Trevino is not just complaining. He is drawing a line. He is saying there is a way to play this game that honors what it is supposed to be. Tell the truth. Play the ball where it lies. Do not alter the scorecard. Do not use equipment to avoid the challenge. Do not silence players who do not look like you. Golf is not about perfection. It is about integrity. And integrity only exists when you choose it over winning. Trevino came from nothing. He learned golf on dirt. He faced rejection from an establishment that did not want him. He was loud. He was different. He was an outsider. But he became a Hall of Famer because he believed the rules matter. Not because they make you look good. Not because they protect the status quo. But because without them, the game is not worth playing. Golf is not special because of trophies or money or tradition. It is special because it asks you to be honest when nobody is forcing you. And the moment that stops, it is just another sport where people do whatever it takes. Where winning becomes more important than how you won. Where the trophy matters more than the truth. Trevino's 6 names are a reminder that the game only works if everyone protects it. That includes the legends, the modern stars, and the establishment that tried to kick him out. The line Trevino defends is simple. Do not cheat, do not navigate, do not exploit. Just play the game with honor and honesty. With the belief that how you win matters as much as whether you win, that is what makes golf different. And that is what Trevino refuses to let die. If you found this interesting, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think Trevino is right, or has the game evolved? And remember, next time you step onto a course, you are making a choice. Play with honor or the angles. But only one path keeps the game worth playing.